This is TOS Television, your digital first Pan-African news network. I am Merciful Ajinamo, and this is Business Report Africa. Payment gateway company Cebit has announced a partnership with Wix, a global e-commerce platform, to create, manage, and grow an online presence to empower and scale e-commerce businesses in Africa. The collaboration makes Cebit a payment gateway for Wix on the African continent, processing payments in local currencies and giving unrestricted access to African businesses to build their unique online presence. It is reported that online payment in East and West Africa has an average annual increase of 17% with a population of 919 million. However, the collaboration between the two platforms aims to capture 60% of the online market in both regions. And the Nigerian Stock Exchange opened the month of April with a loss of 67 billion naira amid profit taken ahead of Easter celebrations. Specifically, the market capitalization, which opened for the month at 20.428 trillion, dipped 67 billion naira or 0.33% to close at 20.361 trillion naira. The downturn was supported by investors' portfolio readjustment ahead of first quarter earnings result. Also, the all-share index dropped by 128.39% or 0.33% to close at 38,960.47 from 39,045.13 recorded on Wednesday. The market loss was driven by price depreciation in large and medium capitalized stocks, amongst which are Lafarge Africa, Zenith Bank, Stanbic IBTC, Guarantee Trust Bank, and NEM Insurance. Due to the sharp rise in aggregate loans to micro, small, and medium enterprises from the Development Bank of Nigeria (PLC), the Development Finance Institution disbursed the sum of 191 billion naira as loans to MSMEs last year. This represents 89% increase compared to 101.5 billion naira recorded in 2019. Analysis of the DBN's financial statement released on Thursday also indicated that the total loans portfolio increased by 110% to close at 214 billion naira in 2020 from 101.9 billion naira in 2019. A growth of 4% in total assets to 493.5 billion naira from 474.7 billion was also recorded. The Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) has appointed chief executive officers of the demutualized entities of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. The demilitarization plan, which is a new non-operating holding company, has the Nigerian Exchange Group PLC created under it. Commenting on the appointment, chairman of the NGX Group Board of Directors, Otumba Abimbola Ogunbanjo, said that the confirmation of these appointments are an important step in the process of building a leading and resilient African exchange group following the completion of our demutualization program. And the First Bank of Nigeria Holding PLC has announced a profit of 89.7 billion in the financial year ended December 31st, 2020, indicating an increase of 21.8%. The company disclosed this in its 2020 audited results released by the Nigerian Stock Exchange on Thursday. The profit was higher when compared with 73.7 billion naira achieved in a comparative period of 2019. This is your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television. You're watching Business Report Africa. More stories from the continent after the break. To stay. You're welcome back. New indications have emerged that open banking would create a new stream of revenue for banks and also drive the 60 million unbanked population into the formal banking system. These were the submissions of the financial expert under the Committee of E-Banking Industry Heads during a webinar tagged Advancing Open Banking in Nigeria. Speaking at the webinar, trustee Open Technology Foundation in Nigeria, Adedeji Olowe, said that open banking would foster financial inclusion, adding that it would provide a much-needed foundations, regulatory framework database, strategic partnership among others for third parties like fintech to build affordable solutions, easily integrating with other ecosystem players such as the telcos and banks. In South Africa's preliminary tax collection exceeded its budget estimate for the first time in close to 5 years as President Cyril Ramaphosa's effort to rebuild revenue agencies started paying dividend. The South African Revenue Service collected a total of $80.5 trillion in a tax income in the fiscal year through March 31st, according to Commissioner Edward K. Weta. And the Group Managing Director of Rain Oil Limited, Dr. Gabriel Ogbeche, has stated that the full deregulation of the downstream petroleum sector will increase competition among marketers and drive down the pump price of petrol. The managing director added that the full deregulation would also bring about cost savings for the government and increased funds for critical infrastructure. In his words, a fully liberalized sector will attract further foreign direct investment. Margins are expected to be tighter as competition drives down PMS pump price. The country's foreign reserves continued in its downward trend, losing $178 million in March, figures obtained from the Central Bank of Nigeria have revealed. The reserves, which stood at $34.99 billion as of the end of March 1st, dropped to $34.82 billion as of the end of March 31st. In February, the reserves dropped by $1.1 billion after falling from $36.19 billion as of February 1st to $35.09 billion as of February 26th. The founder of Stanbic IBTC Bank Africa PLC, Atedo Peterside, has maintained opposition to the federal government decision to renovate the Port Harcourt refinery for $1.5 billion, noting that the money could instead build 12 world-class hospitals at $125 million each. In a Twitter post on Thursday, he advised the government to instead sell the refinery to private sector investors that could rehabilitate it with their own funds, citing successful core investor sales like the LMA Petrochemicals sold to Indorama and Nafcan sold to Notori. The tweet stated that the $1.5 billion earmarked for PH refinery rehabilitation by NNPC could build 12 world-class hospitals costing $125 million each, 2 in each geopolitical zone. We could then allow private sector core investors to purchase the refinery and rehabilitate it with their own funds. And the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat and the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, have signed a strategic partnership to promote trade as a stimulus for Africa's socio-economic recovery from the COVID-19 crisis as a driver of sustainable development in the continent. The agreement was signed by the AFCFTA Secretary General, Wamkele Wene, and the UN Assistant Secretary General and Director of the UNDP Regional Bureau for Africa, Ahunna Ezeakonwa. The UNDP said in a statement, Mann was quoted as saying the AFCFTA is beyond a trade liberalizing instrument. It is an enabler of inclusive growth and sustainable development. Says we must rebalance Africa's role in global trade as African countries implement COVID-19 recovery plans. This collaboration with UNDP will drive momentum on the ground in AFCFTA state parties to ensure that women and youth are the leading beneficiaries of the AFCFTA. And that is Business Report Africa. For more updates, do visit our website at www.tostvnetwork.com. Do also follow and like our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And remember to subscribe on YouTube. Stay with us and enjoy more programs. I am Merciful Ajinomo. Thank you for watching.